We're getting closer and closer to the Game Awards, and I've really been thinking about my picks for not only Game of the Year, but for a lot of the other major awards on the show. So let's go through some of the many awards that will be given out, and I'll give my opinions on what I think should win or will win based on what I played this year, essentially. Best Game Direction is always one of the categories that nobody actually understands, but when we're talking about game direction, I think about one man. I know that's weird, but I think about one man. This one man who happens to have released one of the frontrunners for Game of the Year this year. I expect Kojima Productions' Death Stranding 2 on the Beach to win this one. Hideo Kojima is a master in the industry, and his direction is a huge reason for this. You know, his games wouldn't be nearly as popular without him or the way he directs. I don't know, that he's just got an aura about him. Not to say that his games aren't good, they're some of the best games I've ever played. I love Metal Gear, I love the Death Stranding series. He's a master, and if there is one award made for DS2, it's this one. Best Narrative was nearly difficult until I finished Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The narrative in this game was fantastic throughout. Even the side content added layers to the story that, if you missed it, I feel like you're missing out. You should have gone and played the side content. The endings on show are rather bittersweet, but the general message about loss, grief, and learning to move on is an important and strong way to carry a narrative that has twists and turns around every corner. I don't think anything really came close this year. I tried to think, and while Death Stranding 2 and some other titles were very good in their narrative, nothing quite came close to Clair Obscur Expedition 33, at least in my opinion. We're moving on to Best Art Direction next, and this one's another win for Expedition 33. Who would have thought the game about painting has stunning art direction? It's one of the best looking games ever, and the environments never once get boring or repetitive. The art style is incredible. There's not much to argue here. Come on, look at the game. This one's just a no-brainer in my opinion, so we'll move on to the next one. Don't be mad. I know. In terms of best score of music, we're sticking with Expedition 33 again. I can't stop replaying some of the music in my head. You would have heard it in the background. That is why it's in the background, because I was giving it this award, you know. It's at its best. The music in this game carries a lot of the emotionally charged moments forward, elevating them to a completely different level. The epic final moments of the game, accompanied by one of the best scores in all of gaming, turns a fantastic experience into a phenomenal one. The fact that apparently the composer has never produced a major soundtrack or score for any form of media before also speaks for how impressive this is and fully deserving of this award. Best Performance is next up, and I'd love to give this to a cast member from Expedition 33, Ben Starr, Jennifer English, or maybe even Andy Serkis. But we're going back to Death Stranding 2 for this one, and I'm going with Norman Reedus here. I know it's a bit of a unexpected one, I guess, for a lot of people. Not many people would put Norman Reedus very high on best performance lists. I understand that. But I think Reedus' portrayal of Sam Bridges is one of his best ever, and the direction of this game only helps to boost that performance. A lot of care has gone into the characters for Death Stranding 2, and it shows, with Reedus somehow standing out in the crowd for me. I don't want to spoil much about the game, as I want you all to go play it for yourselves if you have not, so just go ahead and do that. But he kills the emotional moments in this game, and you can really see how the world around him has affected him. It's an incredible performance. Go play it. We're now on to Best Role-Playing Game, one of the best individual genre awards that the Game Awards puts on, essentially. While I do want to vary this list somewhat, I can't lie. I just can't. This is a predictions video after all, and I can't see Expedition 33 not winning this one personally. It's explicitly described as an RPG, it has most of the elements of an RPG, while not being the deepest in terms of its customizability. Like, there's no character creator, there's nothing like that if you count that as an RPG. For me, it's just any game that you're role-playing. That's it. We're role-playing as these characters. I don't know how else to describe an RPG. There are of course builds, dialogue options, an impressive amount of stellar side content. It's an RPG, and the best one of the year. It's as simple as that. Now we're finally switching it up with Best Action Adventure Game. I know, but I genuinely think this award may go to Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. While it does offer an RPG experience as well, the game is also classed as an action game, so I think it will be eligible for this award this year, and a fully deserving winner at that. I have not personally completed Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 yet, but it really would not surprise me in the slightest if we see a unique winner of this award this year. Deep and rewarding combat system, a compelling narrative, this game has it all, building on the foundation of the first Kingdom Come. It's only up from here for the franchise if they decide to continue on, of course. Best Independent Game is always an interesting one. We had Balatro last year. This time we're going for another kind of puzzly game, but an excellent one at that, and one that may be nominated for Game of the Year itself. Simple in concept, fantastic in execution, Blueprints is my pick for best indie game. A game filled with mystery, puzzles, and moments of strategy that will have you addicted for hours on end. A roguelike title where the game is shaped by your choices in a certain way and how you want to proceed through the environments essentially. It's not the most exhilarating game of the year, but it's definitely one of the most surprising and a worthwhile pickup for anyone looking for the next indie fix. Best multiplayer game. This is going to annoy a lot of people, I think, just from my choice. I'm not even going to really debate it either, so Split Fiction takes this for me. It Takes Two was a Game of the Year winner, so its successor, which in my opinion is close to, if not on par with it, deserves some accolades here. And I think Best Multiplayer is a worthy award for it. Sure, it's only a co-op game, but it's an incredible journey through fantasy and sci-fi, fitting the criteria of the award, and while I can see the likes of maybe a Monster Hunter Wilds competing, I think Split Fiction is a lock for this award. Now the big one, Game of the Year. I know we're all excited. I think I've made no secret of my Game of the Year at all during this video. It's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Everything about this game is stunning, its gripping narrative is top tier, its gameplay is engaging and one of the best turn-based games I've ever played. The parry dodge system is just incredibly fun, and it adds so much to a pretty impressive combat system as it is. There's a great deep way to build your characters using Pictos, choosing what moves you want to use, like leveling up your abilities in certain ways, and that's something that all good RPGs should have, in my opinion. I've said enough about this game at this point, and if you haven't played the potential Game of the Year winner for 2025, you definitely should. It's actually cheaper than a lot of games. I don't remember exactly the price when it came out, but it was like £50, maybe even less, 45. I don't know. It was well worth the price. It would have been worth double that, you know? So definitely pick it up if you have not already. So, what is your Game of the Year this year? Will you be watching the Game Awards in December? Let me know down in the comments, like and subscribe while you're there, and I'll see you next time.